Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to you all. It's my pleasure to open this ceremony. So it's on the authority of the Senate and the Council that I can formally declare this convocation for the presentation of degrees formally open. And for the moment, would you please be seated?
Distinguished guests, parents, families, friends, and most importantly, graduating students, good afternoon. We are here on a special day, perhaps one of the most memorable of your lives, the culmination of years of education at a higher level and the beginning of new challenges, perhaps in further study and in new careers. You've worked hard and studied hard, and you've succeeded. You've done your job, and now, as President and Vice-Chancellor, it's my job to welcome you to this degree congregation, where we formally recognise your outstanding achievement. You graduate today from a leading UK university, committed to international excellence through the creation of world-changing research and high-quality inspirational teaching. Leicester is consistently one of the most socially inclusive of the UK's leading universities, with a long-standing commitment to providing fairer and equal access to higher education. Because of your time here at Leicester, you have a better chance of finding the career that you would like to have. 3/4 of the new jobs created between now and 2020 will be in occupations with a high concentration of graduates, while the unemployment rate for graduates is less than half of that for people who've been unable to complete tertiary education. Your employability is a testament to the skills that you will have acquired during your time here, and they are endless. You can write dissertations, master languages, solve simultaneous equations, work in teams, take on particularly testing exam questions. But at the University of Leicester, our purpose is to equip you not just with an education, but with something broader, with the spirit of intellectual inquiry, with a deep curiosity. Most of all, we hope that we've shown you the joy of intellectual discovery. The research conducted here at the University of Leicester spans all the way from the discovery of lost kings and microscopic DNA strands to the telescopes and space vehicles that explore the furthest stretches of the universe. This past year has seen a number of significant milestones and achievements for the university. Our new £42 million George Davis Centre was opened this year. This is the largest building in the UK built to Passive House standards, which means that the building will use very little additional energy for heating or cooling. It's named in honour of George Davis, the founder of Next, George at Asda, and Perunu for Marks and Spencer, who provided a gift of £5 million to fund a new vascular limb salvage clinic here at the university. Indeed, our donations to the university this year have broken all records, with gifts for transformative kidney research and mesothelioma in particular. Our ambitious project to replace the roof of our world-famous Stirling-designed engineering building saw all 2,500 glass panels of the diamond-shaped roof reconstructed and replaced to exacting standards. The Daily Telegraph has included the engineering building in the national list of the 50 most famous structures in the UK, alongside other structures including Hadrian's Wall and Stonehenge. Among its many other plaudits, it was listed in Historic England's list of the best post-war buildings. This year also saw the opening of our new Dalian campus in China, with the intake of 168 students. Our engineering, chemistry, and maths programs are identical in Dalian and in Leicester, meaning that students from China can get a University of Leicester degree both in China and here, and our students can also spend part of their time studying both here and in China. Susie Imber from our Physics and Astronomy department won the BBC show Astronauts, Do You Have What It Takes? She received personal training and recommendations from the International Space Station astronaut, Commander Chris Hadfield. And our university is the only one in the UK involved in the Juno mission to study our solar system's largest planet, Jupiter. Described by NASA as their most difficult project ever, the spacecraft has travelled 2.8 billion kilometres and will orbit Jupiter 37 times. We also discovered a new 430 million year old fossil, which was named in honour of David Attenborough, who grew up on our university campus. The reputation of our research impact was backed up in November this year at the Times Higher Education Merit Awards, effectively the higher education equivalent of the Oscars. The Times Higher said, "The University of Leicester has shown time and again that it produces world-beating research and groundbreaking discoveries. Our data now show that it also punches well above its weight in terms of bang for buck." Of course, it's this spirit of discovery that we hope we've instilled in you as a graduate. Discovery is about imaginative new thinking, underpinning fundamental advances in our understanding of the world around us, and applying that expertise to business and community needs and delivering solutions to the global and the personal challenges that we encounter along the way. We can't promise that the years ahead will always be easy, but if we've done our jobs right and equipped you with the values that sum up what it means to be a University of Leicester student, you will find your way through, just like the 180,000 University of Leicester students who've gone before you. Our history and achievements are going to attract particular attention this year. November the 11th, Remembrance Day, will be the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I. It also is the 100th anniversary of the establishment of the Endowment Fund for the University College of Leicester, Leicestershire and Rutland, the forerunner to this university. We're one of only 2 universities in the world that was established as a living legacy to World War I, and plans are well underway for the celebration of our centenary. We hope you'll be able to join us in these celebrations, which will lead up to the anniversary in 2021 of 100 years since we opened our doors to the first students, all 9 of whom were women. You should remember and reflect on our university's beginnings, and we trust that this will not be the last we see of you as you join our community of alumni around the world, many of whom remain in touch. Your loved ones are proud that you are graduating here today, and for those family and friends in the audience, don't feel shy about clapping and cheering your loved ones as they cross the stage. You won't get many days like this. For those of you who are graduating, we hope that you're as proud of the university as we are of you. I congratulate you on the degrees you've obtained, and on behalf of the University of Leicester, I wish you every success.
Will all graduates please stand?
Now, this is the formal phrase we use at the beginning of this part of the ceremony, which is to say that I, on behalf of the Senate, admit all candidates, both absent and present, to the several degrees for which they are presented. And now please, if you'll sit down again, and in due course we'll ask you to come up in groups onto the stage.
Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Social Sciences, Arts and Humanities, I present the following candidates for their degrees. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Sonia Alba. Abir Al-Shriya. Anfal Al-Wahibi. Esther Dador. Mayrin Feedon. Sarah Hopkins. Mary Jones. Thomas Q. Maria Morelli. Joanna Wilson. Stephanie Seri Aguirre. Nisreen Jusef. For the degree of Doctor of Education, Adam Burns. Denise Sweeney. For the degree of Master of Arts in Applied Linguistics and TESOL, Jose Castro. Karen Dunn. Maria Proetti Toca. Dinara Shemakanova. Hitomi Waiku. For the degree of Master of Arts in Communications, Media and Advertising, Ksenia Pazenka. For the degree of Master of Arts in Communications, Media and Public Relations, Emmanuel Baida. Emil Blake. For the degree of Master of Arts in Contemporary Sociology, Majid Al-Sabahin. Hayley Butcher. Nan Yang. Kei Dong Ye. For the degree of Master of Arts in Creative Writing, William Coles. Jasmine Delimore. Cassie Duke. Eleanor Faulkner. Elizabeth Gaylard. Aisha Khan. Catherine Kilby. Azara Limbada. Sonia Taylor. For the degree of Master of Arts in Education, Learning and Teaching, Amy Aubrey Credicott. Brendan Brannigan. Grace Copestake. Fiona Curtis. Diane Davis. James Gale. Hayley Gardner. Monica Hingarani. Andrew Peter Marlowe. Rita Mistry.
Well done.
Amanda Christine Mould. Rebecca Rose. Deborah Swan. For the degree of Master of Arts in English Language and Linguistics, Rupinder Chana. Sonal Chowan. Hannah Killigrew. Ryan Sharp. For the degree of Master of Arts in English Studies, Sophie Almond. Joshua Kelly. Julia Morrell. For the degree of Master of Arts in Film and Film Cultures, Katie Dale. Yanan Dong. Jayshri Khatri. Yuan Bing Lee. Yang Liu. Ji Yao Liu. Yu Feng Ren. Ella Whitman. Zhou Yi Zhou. For the degree of Master of Arts in Global Media and Communication, IEC. Xia Yi Chen. Liu Liu. Archit Narasimhan. Konyisola Holapade. Katie Rook.
Well done, Katie.
Ramita Thonkate. Yi Wang.
Well done.
Li Yuan Xiu.
Congratulations.
Bi Ying Shi.
Well done.
Tong Tong Jen. For the degree of Master of Arts in International Communication and Culture, Lu Lin. Namji Seg Pratum. Shi Zhang. Daining Zhang. Shui Tong Xiao. For the degree of Master of Arts in International Education, Saleh Al-Ghamdi. Ji Shan Le. Musa Magomadov.
Well done.
Jutharpak Sitabutra.
Well done.
Yu Wei Wang. Jing Wu. For the degree of Master of Arts in Mass Communications, Mariam Al-Obeid.
Well done, Marianne.
Fahad Al-Dogeshem.
Well done.
Jane Ling Tsao. Si Kai Chen.
Well done.
Xin Chen.
Well done indeed.
Si Ling Chen.
Well done.
Wen Ju Dai.
Well done.
Hannah Dearden.
Well done, Hannah. Good stuff.
Aisha Fesul.
Well done.
Ya Ji Fan.
Congratulations.
Chen Shi Hu.
Well done indeed.
Xiao Dan Li.
Congratulations. Well done.
Yu Chi Li.
Well done indeed.
Shuang Liang.
Well done.
Huan Liu.
Congratulations.
Xiang Liu.
Congratulations.
Jing Lu.
Well done.
Johnny Lo.
Congratulations.
Ekutosi Nwakpu.
Congratulations.
Susio U.
Well done indeed.
Jingjing Pan. Wenjing Chi.
Well done indeed.
Chinhui Ren.
Well done.
Sifai Wang.
Well done.
Meng Meng Xiang.
Well done. Well done.
Ji Shi.
Congratulations.
Tian Tong Yang.
Congratulations.
Xue Yong.
Congratulations.
Yao Zhang.
Well done.
Yuting Zhe.
Congratulations. Well done.
Nina Stibbe is a renowned comic writer. She is one of a growing line of novelists from the county of Leicestershire, such as Sue Townsend and Anne Fine, to mention only two. Her literary success, however, came relatively late in life. Nina was born into the family that owned one of Leicester's largest manufacturing businesses, Stibbe Machinery. The company's factory stood on what is now the Inner Ring Road. The name of Stibbe may be familiar to you from the recent University of Leicester excavation on the site of the former factory, which has yielded spectacular Roman mosaics. Nina says she has rarely had so many phone calls as when the mosaic came to light, from people assuming she must know all about the archaeology. But the family firm went out of business in the 1970s, and even before that, life took an awkward turn. After growing up in a beautiful arts and crafts style house in Clarendon Park, not far from the university, Nina, with her sister and brothers, moved out to a Leicestershire village with their mother. Her poignant comedy, A Man at the Helm, dramatises this unsettled existence with great good humour. From an early age, Nina wanted to be a writer. In her teens, however, there seemed little chance of this happening, until one day she responded to an advertisement for the position of nanny to a family in London. The household turned out to be a hub of London literary life, with famous writers and television producers dropping in regularly. Nina started writing letters home, telling her sister, with penetrating observation and delightful irony, about the amiable chaos of family life in the early 1980s and of the foibles of the creative minds she encountered every day. It was only many years later, when she was invited to celebrate the birthday of the mother of that London household, that Nina asked her sister to dig out those old letters. When she read out some of them at the party, a publisher expressed interest, and the rest is history. Nina was offered her first book contract at the age of 50. The letters were published as Love Nina and later dramatised on television. They proved a literary sensation. Yet why should a teenager's recollections of everyday chatter and family doings prove to have real literary merit? The answer lies in Nina Stibbe's amazing memory and her acute ear for the way people talk. The dialogue she writes must be one of the best records of intelligent English irony and sarcasm that has ever been put down on paper. There is also the interest of seeing well-known characters leap off the page. Above all, the renowned actor and dramatist Alan Bennett, whose fussy, lugubrious diction is irresistibly brought to life. Love Nina was Non-Fiction Book of the Year at the National Book Awards and has been followed by a series of books, some based around Nina's fictionalised alter ego, Lizzie Vogel. These include Man at the Helm, already mentioned, and Paradise Lodge, set in a retirement home and described by one reviewer as chaos among the commodes. Just a few weeks ago, Nina published An Almost Perfect Christmas, a collection of ironic musings on the festive season. We can be sure that many more delights are in store. Nina's books have been translated into at least 8 languages, but her work finds particular resonance in this region since Leicestershire features prominently in her novels. Acknowledged as a Leicester writer, she happily responds to many invitations from the media to comment on local matters, whether it be, as she puts it, football or floor mosaics. Before her newfound literary success, Nina had a professional career as a leading editor of education books. She recalls with pride how she commissioned school teachers to write about teaching practice and experience, shifting her publisher's list away from educational theory towards works of value to working teachers. She remembers her own joy in learning, especially at primary school. Despite this, it was only after she reached London that, thanks to the encouragement of her London family and friends, including her current partner, Nina went to university to study English literature. She describes this as a turning point, an opportunity without which she could not have achieved all she has. Education is one of her passions, about which she may say a few words in a moment. Nina Stibbe has never stopped writing since her teens. Her deserved success shows the value of persistence. She attributes that success to learning how to write in her own voice, the true voice she first used in those teenage letters. For the wisdom and humour in her writing, and for her contribution to Leicestershire's growing literary reputation, we are honouring her today. Mr. Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Council and the Senate, I present Nina Stibbe that you may confer upon her the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters.
Thank you, Professor Shipley. Recently, in light of this award today, I've been thinking a lot about my education journey. The first thing I remember really wanting was to go to school. My sister had gone off a year before me because she was older than me and had come back cleverer and worldly and clutching paintings and bits of writing. When it was my turn to start this nursery school, I was invited to do a painting, and I went off to the easel with my idea for my painting, these orange flowers, these marigolds that I was going to paint and take home. But disaster, there was no orange paint. And I honestly didn't know what to do about this. And then a teacher suddenly appeared, and she showed me how to mix my own orange. And it was like a miracle. I just mixed a bit of yellow and a bit of red, and I'm sure you all know how to do it. But to me at that time, it was a miracle. It was magic. And little miracles and bits of magic kept happening to me all through my primary school years. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. Secondary school didn't go quite so well. A combination of things meant that I fell behind in my studies, and I ended up leaving school. I think I was probably about 15, and I hadn't got any exams, any qualifications at all. And until recently, talking to Professor Shipley, I didn't like to even think about those, years. It was probably a year. I didn't like to think about it. I wrote it off because I felt I'd failed, and I didn't like to think about my tutor at that time, Mr. Maynard, because I felt I'd failed him and he'd failed me, and it had been a disaster. But thinking about it now, I realise something about that failure, which was the way my teacher responded to my decision to leave, my failure, meant that later on I grasped opportunities when they came up. Because this teacher didn't catastrophise, he didn't criticise me, he wasn't even particularly cross. He just said this to me: "Okay, go, but promise me you'll come back, because you're bright and you'll enjoy it. Go back to education later on." And I didn't really think about it. I didn't think I'd thought about it anyway. I did claw my way back into higher education, and though I wasn't the most prepared student because of my lack of formal qualifications, I was very happy to be there, and the teachers, the tutors, the lecturers were very pleased to have me there as a different kind of student. And one of them, I remember, wrote on the bottom of one of my essays, I think none of them could ever give me an A because I wasn't an A student, but he wrote this little comment that wasn't, particularly poignant, but it was this. He wrote, "This is a very fine piece of writing." And it didn't seem like much at the time to me, except it must have unconsciously confirmed to me that I, a not a very good student, could produce a very fine piece of writing. And it also occurs to me, and has occurred to me while thinking about this award, is that our teachers aren't always teachers, and our lessons are not always academic. My teachers have also been my family. The sister who's worked and taught in the NHS here in Leicester for the last 30 years, more than 30 years, I think. And my mother, who brought us up to love books and filled the house with books when we could afford it, and then when we couldn't, she sent us to the library. The seemingly strict stepfather who appeared in our lives at a really difficult time and taught us the self-esteem raising art of polishing our shoes. The friend who read every single book on my A-level syllabus that I studied on my own in my evenings when I was a nanny. He read every single book and taught me how to study them because I didn't know. And that helped me get the A-level I needed to get into Thames Polytechnic. There was also the boss, when I was 20 years old, that Professor Shipley mentioned, who was in the middle of this literary, glamorous world, but nevertheless was as interested in what I had to say as she was all those glamorous writers and film directors. You are all now going to go on into the worlds of further research and work, travel, community, family, politics, whatever you do. And what people in my position up here like to say at this time to you is never stop learning. And I'm going to say that to you as well, but I'm going to add, start teaching. All of you will teach in one way or another, either in educational institutions or in some of the less obvious ways that I've just mentioned, as a team member, manager, sibling, mentor, leader, friend, parent. Be wise and patient in that role, like my teachers were with me. You will, without even knowing it, be role models. Things you say and do will have an impact. They might be taken to heart. Even the tiniest comment you write on the bottom of a colleague's piece of work will be remembered, might be remembered, could be acted upon, even years later. So engage, influence, be positive and nurturing whenever you can. And to all of you graduating today, and to your teachers here and your friends and family, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Alumni music scholars Claire Constance and Liam Carey will now perform Bei Mennen welche Liebe fühlen from Magic Flute by Mozart. This is Mozart's take on two topics of the current university policy. One is what the Vice-Chancellor said in his speech about widening participation, and the other is a topic of very urgent current interest, the relationship between men and women. Here we see Pamina, a princess with the silver spoon in her mouth. And here we see Papageno, a humble bird catcher who is the first person in his family to go to university. While they do not have a relationship with each other, they say that if they can find loving partners, then they will live happily ever after.
Halt an, Mr. President and Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Social Sciences, Arts and Humanities, I present the following candidates for their degrees. For the degree of Master of Arts in Media and Advertising, Mohammed Al-Sultan. Mubarak Al-Kabaisi. Chalu Bai. Hong Yin Chen. Wei Du. Nengu. Xiangqi Go. Eman Ida. De Jiwa. Jilin Kang. Shi Yuan Liu. Xiao Long. James Makin. Wei Dan Meng. Anita Padam. Bing Yao Chin. Lu Xin Sheng. Zhe Xiao Song. Vesela Tsapreva. Georgi Vyanev. Zhewan. Zhongqi Wang. Tuo Huanshu. Cheng Fu Zhang. Meng Qi Zhang. Peng Zhang. Wei Ting Zhang. Yan Zhang. Yang Zheng. For the degree of Master of Arts in Media and Public Relations, Mohammed Al-Makaimi. Silfanos Alvin. Marwa Bawi. Xiaohan Kai. Xiao Jing Chen. Hui Hui Zhao. Chang Li. Roran Li. Xiao Wen Li. Yanxi Li. Liu Xiaoxiao. Shinar Shakenova. Miao Song. Shi Yu Sun. Xiao Xiao Sun. Georgia Valsami. Jing Ni Wang. Qiu Yu Wang. Ting Wang. Yuan Wu. Hui Xi Zhao, Xiao Bao Yang, Xu Yu, Wei Xian Xiao. For the degree of Master of Arts in Media, Culture and Society, Shi Chi Hao, Isaac Hoff, An Chi Li, Xi Bing Sun, Xi Yang. For the degree of Master of Arts in Modern Literature, Maisie Bamford, Antonia Leach, Natasha Stoyce, Daniel Trick, Shalini Valepur. For the degree of Master of Arts in Modern Literature and Creative Writing, Reem Das. For the degree of Master of Arts in New Media and Society, Yuan Wan Che. Xu Yu Chen. Yuan Dong. Xing Yi Guo, Ya Jie He, Fang Xin Hu, An Chi Huang, Xi Wei Jia, Hu Wei Kang, Hun Lam, Lin Xuan Li, Jing Liu, Xi Yao Liu, Wei Hua Mu, Benyela Njeko, Li Rongxi, Li Ling Tang, Jia Yu Wan, Ying Xiqi Wan, Yevo Xu, Ji Yun Yao, Tong Yu, Rong Jia Zhang, Yu Xin Zhang, Yi Yi Zhao, Jing Jing Zhong. For the degree of Master of Arts in New Media, Governance and Democracy, Rachel Amagata. For the degree of Master of Arts in Psychodynamic Counselling and Psychotherapy, Nicole Keep. Rachel Mishuda. Matthew Daniel Schrein. For the degree of Master of Arts in TESOL, Cheren Beshkul. Hai Ying Chen. Wan Shan Huang. Evgenia Katyu. Shun Kikuchi, Jun Yiku, Anna Kuklevich, Lai She Leung, Nan Lin, Yu Wei Lin, Chi Tang, Tomomi Tsuchiya, Jiao Ning Wang, Dan Dan Wu, Wu Jun Yuan, Ying Jiang, Wen Wenzhong, Ji Jingshu, Metaib Al-Shamari. For the degree of Master of Arts in the Country House Art and History and Literature, J. Graham, Sarah Greatorex, Kirsten Hunter, Stefania Maddock, for the degree of Master of Arts in Translation Studies, Abdullah Al-Khani, Bandar Al-Talidi, Bethany Amis, Cheng Cheng, Yao Cheng, Karine Conway, Carolina Eames, Bing Wang Hao, Nafras Hilfi, Najem Shalhoub, Qing Yi Wan, Wing Tong Wong, Sa Yu Yang. For the degree of Master of Arts in Victorian Studies, Naomi Hepton, Meike Kobinia, Joanna Turner, Jake Watson, for the degree of Master of Science in Educational Leadership, Maria Ines Berasain, for the degree of Master of Science in Social Research, Bing Han, William Tambini, for the Postgraduate Diploma in Education, Learning and Teaching, Janice Manti, for the Postgraduate Diploma in Modern Literature, Rupert Edwards, for the Postgraduate Diploma in TESOL, Nasra Saeed, for the Postgraduate Certificate in Education, School-Based Initial Teacher Training, Amy Huckabee, for the Postgraduate Certificate in Education Secondary, Laura Godfrey, for the Postgraduate Certificate in Education Learning and Teaching, Catherine Purvis, for the Postgraduate Certificate in Learning Technologies, Michaela Schwerer, for the Postgraduate Certificate in Teaching English for Academic Purposes, Agnieszka Wlodarczyk, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Media and Communication, Shara Bull. For the Arts Foundation degree in Integrative Counselling, Gemma Bennett. Annie Bradbury.
She's just going to be coming back.
Coming back. Katie Bradley. Denise Hack. Gemma Harrison. Nikki Kaur. Natasha Mauer. Sarah Nicholson. Jeremy Richardson. Helen Ringrose Clark. Adrian Sullivan. For the Arts Foundation degree in Managing Voluntary and Community Organisations, Palvinder Chahal. Thomas Eastman Toy. For the Certificate of Higher Education in Creative Writing, Ronjana Mackenzie. Juliana Stevens. For the Certificate of Higher Education in Psychology, Gaina Susan Kurbalia. Anne Eumans. MA For the degree of MA TESOL, Metaib Al-Shamari. For the Arts Foundation degree in Integrative Counselling, Annie Bradbury.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that all went, touch wood, very smoothly. It's always great to welcome people up on the stage. Quite a big audience, quite a lot of people, but nearly everyone with a very happy smile. And it does wonders for you when you're up here and shaking a lot of hands to see the happy smile. And it's a well-earned happy smile. You've done and achieved so much. And I hope that it's helped you to enjoy this ceremony, at least in part by the way that we vary it just a little bit. And in recent years, we've started having what we call, for fairly obvious reasons, a musical interlude. And I hope you felt, as I did, that the alumni music scholars, they were the people in the duet, they really did us proud today, I thought. Don't you think so? I thought they were... I loved the outfits, and the bird in the cage didn't move. I mean, it's amazing how they remain so still. And I want to thank as well our honorary graduate today. I mean, hearing from Nina, I thought she was particularly encouraging, really, talking about bits in her life when things hadn't gone too well and where she wasn't sure whether it was working out as she might have hoped, because you're very, very lucky if you go through life without that happening to you at some stage. And when it happens to you early on in life, and maybe you didn't do so well at school, or maybe even when you arrive at university for your first degree or qualification, whatever it might be, you wonder whether you can do it, and did you do the right course, and are the other people in the group cleverer than you? I mean, you're not human if you don't have doubts like that, but you wouldn't have come on the stage today had you not overcome those anxieties, and for such terrific qualifications as well, some of them. When I look at the programme and see you coming up, psychodynamic counselling and psychotherapy, crikey. I wouldn't know where to start with that one, but one or two of you have started that, and I'm sure your parents, friends and relatives and supporters who have been watching, they will be as stunned as sometimes I am at the skill of your offspring, friends or relatives, to have managed to study degrees that we barely can understand the title of. But well done indeed. So I hope you do feel proud. I'm sure you do for the qualifications that you've obtained. They're qualifications that will stand you in good stead throughout life from a good university. No one can ever take them away from you, and I'm able to announce to you all today that your qualifications will retain the same high value whether we have a hard Brexit or a soft Brexit. Now, I'm always conscious when I'm speaking to people who've obtained postgraduate qualifications, sometimes several years after people obtain their first degree, of the particular problems that they've had to face. Very often there are competing demands of family and of jobs and of getting back into the habit of studying again. And I think those of you that have managed to overcome that additional difficulty, which is a little bit harder sometimes than just going from straight from school to university and then sometimes from a first degree to a second degree, there are added difficulties to overcome. And my particular congratulations to those of you who've done that. My own son did that, and I thought how much harder it was for him than it was for me, who did it by comparison the slightly easier way. And if you'll allow me one small personal indulgence, which is that I know pretty much how you feel today, because if you read the programme you may have noticed that I'm a graduate of Leicester University a long time ago, and I sat just where you're sitting in this hall waiting to pick up my degree. It was in this hall in a very, very similar ceremony, but in this case it was over 50 years ago. I always pause at that point, hoping someone will say you don't look old enough, but I'm afraid it never comes. Now, I only mention this because I hope you'll be as proud of the university where you obtained your qualifications as I am proud. I really am proud to have been here. Leicester University will soon be, as you've heard from the Vice-Chancellor, 100 years old. Founded in 1921 as a symbol of hope after the horrors of the First World War. And during that time, we've grown massively in size and reputation. We score well in national and international league tables. Our levels of student satisfaction, as recorded in the tables, is consistently high. There were 2,000 students when I was here. There are more than 20,000 students today. Yet somehow, and I don't quite understand this really, we've managed to maintain a closeness and an intimacy. We're a friendly place where size doesn't overwhelm. And I'm proud of the fact that we're enriched by recruiting students from the widest range of backgrounds and experience, including, of course, so many of you here today. We've consistently recruited well from parts of Britain with historically low levels of university entrance, from families where no one previously had ever attended university, as well, of course, of people coming here, and I had to check this, from more than 150 countries around the world. Now, if you think there's only 193 countries in the United Nations, I'd love for some future Chancellor to be able to stand up and say we've recruited people from 193 countries around the world, but we're doing pretty well. And don't underestimate what I can only describe as the strength of character that you'll have gained during the course of obtaining your qualification. Unless you're very fortunate indeed, you'll have had ups and downs during the course, periods of uncertainty, times when you lost confidence, times when maybe you even wondered whether you would ever complete the course. Well, the fact you've been on the stage today proves that you've met these challenges and overcome them, and that's something else which I'm sure will stand you in good stead, the knowledge that you can do that in the years ahead. And isn't it great that here today are so many of the people who have helped you along the way and encouraged you your friends, family and supporters, and to see the hall filled so well at the back with just these people is always very nice for us up here on the stage. I know they're as proud and happy as you are, so why don't we break this and give them a round of applause. And as to your future careers, who knows what potential is lurking in this hall today? None of us know, and if there is some megastar of the future, we'll never know at this stage who it is. But I wonder if there's someone out there from Leicester who studied appropriate subjects here who'll find a major cure for a huge disease, or somebody maybe who will even set foot on another planet in the course of a normal lifetime. That, I suppose, isn't too far away. Or maybe they'll go into what was my profession for many years in politics and parliament and end up being Prime Minister. Who knows, though I wouldn't personally recommend it. But whatever happens, I hope you'll enjoy the journey that does lie ahead. I hope you'll keep in touch with us and tell us, because in part at least your achievements will be ours as well. And as we approach our centenary year, I'm sure we'll continue to be as proud of our alumni in the future as we have been in the past. Your achievements are in part our achievements. And perhaps most important of all, I do hope you have your fair share of luck. Luck is such an important ingredient in life. Luck, I dare say, we've heard from our on-grad today, when we heard from Nina. I'm sure she'll acknowledge there have been times in her life when a chance encounter or a brainwave of some sort has altered the course of her career. So I hope you get that luck. You certainly need it in politics, which was my career for many years. At these ceremonies this time last year, there were 650 MPs. There still are, but they're not all the same ones, because a general election took place last June that no one could have expected. And in any general election, you get dozens of people who thought they were secure and safe, who leave Westminster for the last time and never go back again because they lost. And you get other people who turn up for the first time barely believing that they've just won. And often that's just a matter of a few votes one way or the other. Hard work, of course, plays its part, but so also does good luck. So all that remains for me to say, warmly and sincerely to you all, well done indeed. In your future careers, I wish you every possible success and happiness. And most of all, I think, I wish you good luck. Right, so the last formal part of the day, which is to thank you all again for your attendance. It's been such a good ceremony, which I hope you've all enjoyed. And my role now as Chancellor is to formally declare this degree congregation closed.